Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Yasmanno dvijate loko.
Yasmano vijate loko.
Lokanno dvijate sayah.
Lokano vijate yasa.
Harshamarsa bhayodvegair.
Harshamasha bhayodvegair.
Mukto yaksa cha me priyah.
Mukto yasa me priya.
We can go translation. Yasmat,
Yasmat.
from whom?
From whom?
Na, never.
Never.
Udvijate,
Udvijate.
are agitated.
Are agitated.
Lokaha,
Loka.
people.
People.
Lokat,
Loka.
from people.
From people.
Na,
Never.
never. Udvijate,
Udvijate.
is disturbed.
Is disturbed.
Cha,
Cha.
also.
Also.
Yaha,
Yaha.
anyone who.
Anyone who.
Harsha,
Harsha.
from happiness.
From happiness.
Amarsha,
Amarsha.
distress.
Distress.
Bhaya,
Bhaya.
fear.
Fear.
Udvegai,
Udvegai.
and anxiety.
And anxiety.
Muktaha,
Mukta.
freed.
Freed.
Yaha,
Yaha.
who.
Who.
Saha,
Saha.
anyone.
Anyone.
Cha,
Cha.
also.
Also.
Me,
Me.
to me.
To me.
Priyaha,
Priya.
very dear.
Very dear.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. He by whom no one is put into difficulty and who is not disturbed by anyone, who is equipoised in happiness and distress, fear and anxiety, is very dear to me. Purport. A few of a devotee's qualifications are further being described. No one is put into difficulty, anxiety, fearfulness, or dissatisfaction by such a devotee. Since a devotee is kind to everyone, he does not act in such a way as to put others into anxiety. At the same time, if others try to put a devotee into anxiety, he is not disturbed. It is by the grace of the Lord that he is so practiced that he is not disturbed by any outward disturbance. Actually, because a devotee is always engrossed in Krishna consciousness and engaged in devotional service, such material circumstances cannot move him. Generally, a materialistic person becomes very happy when there is something for his sense gratification and his body. But when he sees that others have something for their sense gratification and he has not, he is sorry and envious. When he is expecting some retaliation from an enemy, he is in a state of fear. And when he cannot successfully execute something, he becomes dejected. A devotee who is always transcendental to all these disturbances is very dear to Krishna. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shivtapadakamam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sakitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhambitam Scha. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gourange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Janulambita bhujau kanaka vadhatau Sankirtanaike pitaro kamalaya takshau vishwambaro dvijavaro yuga dharma palau Vande jagat priyakaro karuna avataro. This is a series of shlokas, of verses. Krishna speaks to Arjuna about someone who is very dear to him. Purpose of human life is to become dear to Krishna, to become dear, to endear ourselves. As Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati used to say, when we coming to temple, don't try to see Krishna. Try to act in such a way so Krishna can see you. Very important. Because very often we're trying to be in front and be seen. But actually, interesting enough, Krishna is seeing from the back. He starts his counts from the back. And one of the qualifications of devotee is humility. Of course, he is friend to all living entities. In previous shloka, Krishna will say, he says, he is a friend of all living entities. Maitrah Karuna Evacha, he says. He's very friendly. Mitra. Suhridam sarvabhutanam gyatva shantim vichati, right? So, Titikshavaha, Karunika, Suhridam sarvabhutanam. Suhridam is, you know, the three words, for example, for friend. Bandhur, Mitra, and Suhrit. Suhrit means Hardik Mitra. He's very, very Suhrit. He's very, very dear friend. So, and that's why Krishna says, everybody dear to him and he is very dear to everyone. It's not like Jabardasti, you know, smiling faces, crying hearts. How are you? Fine. It's not. And sometimes you have, how are you, Prabhu? Very nice. And I just don't want even to see his face. So nice I am. So, not like that. What actually happiness comes, santushtah satatam yogi. It's something which we cannot imitate. Actually, you cannot. You can do 1 day, 2 days, okay, just to impress people. But Krishna speaks about such a knowledge which can make you really happy. I'm always giving an example. Can you imagine? Today you are happy. Let's say, theoretically. You are happy. And tomorrow you're more happy. And day after tomorrow you're more happy. And then you wake up and you can see your wife and kids and you are more happy. And then you're more happy. And it's every day increasing and increasing and you cannot breathe already, so happy you are. so you just cannot, you have to just go out and just distribute it. It's overflow. That's Sukham Kartamavayam. Not like we discussed last time. I'm very happy. from mental asylum, one patient writing to his parents, "We are very happy here. Doctors taking care of us, and we also jumping from 10 meters, stand to the swimming pool. We are swimming also. And if you'll have nice behavior, doctor said he'll put water in the swimming pool." So like that, we are very happy in Dukhalayama Shashvatam. But suppose theoretically, materially we cannot be happy. But if we are happy, we are striving for such a happiness which is not available from a Brahma Bhuvanaloka. Tasyaiva hetu prayatitta kovido. Tasyaiva hetu. For such a hetu, such a goal we have to have, which is not available from top planet to the bottom. As for happiness and distress concerned, Narada Muni explains in Bhagavatam, Sukhavat anyatha dukham kalina sarvatra gambhirarambasa. He says it comes and goes in due course of time. Matras parshastu kaunteshu tushna sukha dukkha sita ushna mamtitikshasva bharata. You have to tolerate. But if we don't have proper qualification, we will not be able to tolerate. You see? Real knowledge starts with humility first. Amanitvam adambitvam ahimsa kshantirarjavam acharyupasanam shausham kshantiratma vinigra indriyartheshu vairagyam anahankara evacha. No false ego. Amanitvam, damba. Damba means pride. Dambasdahitva. In Manasa Shiksha, Raghunath Das Goswami says, Dambasdahitva. We have to become free from damba. Then we will be able to enter the kingdom of Godhead. Jesus Christ. Jai Jesus Christ. He said, only meek and humble can enter the kingdom of my Father. Meek and humble. You see? So what is the qualification of meek and humble? Once, Prabhupada said that many people, they are envious if somebody has more than him. They become envious. Matsarata. And Krishna said, I am giving you this knowledge, my dear Arjuna, because you are not envious of me. Anusuyave. He says, Suya, this is actually envy. You are my friend. Bhaktusimi, priyusimi. Sakhacheti, you are my friend. That's why friend is someone who will not be envious of another friend. And devotee, he's Suhridam Sarvabhuta. He's a best friend. How devotee can be envious of anyone? Once it was one guy, he was praying to God. See? We should not think that by putting tika and putting dhoti and sari, we became devotees. Like we're talking about initiation. Some people, they putting the prayojana, okay, the only thing I have to get initiation. Once I grab initiation, bas, I'm super pooper das. Yes. See, I've seen many times people coming to spiritual organization when new. They're so sincere because they don't know new language, new jargon, new dictionary. Prabhu. One lady, I was in Kazakhstan, and one nice, very high post lady came. High post in government. She's actually what's called national candidate for some party. She just joined, and she very sincerely joined some festival. She came for the first time. And one Mataji calling to another Mataji manager of that festival, Lilavatari. So I said, I don't know what these people calling, which language. Maybe this is some position. She was respecting everyone because she thought that spiritual name is like kind of position. People, they don't know anything. Words like Ananda, ecstasy, Haribol. What is this Haribol? So we just simply have to change the dress, lifestyle, little bit dictionary, and you're really devotees. No, it's not that easy. Devotee is under Kamamla. It's about the transformation of the heart. It was one guy, he was praying to God like anything. Hey, Prabhu. He was praying, dukh mein sumiran sab kare, sukh mein kare na koi. Sukh mein sumiran kare to dukh hai ka. So he was just praying, so he was really in trouble. So God revealed to him himself. Okay, my son, what do you want? Prabhu, I tell you, Please, you have to fulfill all my desires, please. He happened to be Sakam Bhakta, but no problem. Krishna said, Akama Sarva Kamo, Amoksha Kamo Daldi, no problem. What do you want? I want. And God said, I'll give you everything you want, but your neighbor will get double. Alright? No, you'll get everything, what's the problem? Whatever you want, I'll give you. But your neighbor just get double. Barabar? Okay, let's see. So I want very nice house in New Jersey. So boom, nice bungalow came. Wow, amazing. Then he looked across the road and his neighbor just got double size, even better. Jalan aa gaya na, oh wow. So he just, okay. Just smiling faces, crying hearts. He just couldn't take it. Prabhu, I want BMW latest model. Beep, beep, from showroom car. Sure enough, beep, 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 beep. New Jeep came to his garage. Wow, amazing. And then he happened to look across the road and he found that Toyota and Mercedes-Benz came to the front. Then this guy was thinking, okay, I want Miss America will become my wife. And then, blim, blim. Door, hi. Miss America. Still from the competition came with the crowd. So, wow, amazing. While he was looking at her, then one eye went to the crossroad house. And he saw Miss Japan and Miss China came to that guy. And Miss Russia waiting. So this guy was thinking, no, he could not take it. All right, hey Bhagavan, do one thing, please. Plug out my eye. One eye, nikalo. God said, why? It's okay. I still have one. Means my neighbor will lose two. I lose, you also lose. Actually, there are, as a psychologist, we're dealing with so many people. I was studying one research. There are 4 types of psychology of people. Psychological behavior is called. And it's like Manavigyan, psychological behavior. It's like prototype. You cannot just change it. Well, we have to change it, but you cannot imitate. If you have that prototype, you have it. So it's something to do of changing the heart. Like, if you can take one glass and you can make it gold polish, there's 2 ways of making it golden. So you can make gold polish, looks like gold, but inside is iron or steel. But there's another way how to make it gold. You have to go in the atom structure, atomical structure, and change it, because this is a metal and gold also metal. You have to change the atomical structure. Then ferrum can become, you can change into gold by chemical process. But it's more difficult, who is going to do that? Forget it, let me gold polish it. Looks like the wood. Patri Samhita Tatparya. That's true, isn't it? Much easy. Simply just have to follow some rules. Come Sunday program for 1 hour. Get some scratch, some initiation. Somehow or other you get it. Then, smile regularly. Put hands like this. And you're devotee. Easy. But Krishna doesn't see that. So there are 4 types of people. According to psychology, I'm giving a little bit mundane rascal science. But it's useful sometimes. We are too much in the sky very often. We forget to keep our legs on the ground. First type of people, they're always right. Always right. It's called parent and child behavior. I am right, you are wrong. Whatever happened, even President of America will come in front of him. I am right, you are wrong. This is stereotype of people. I am parent, you are child. Second type of people, I am child, you are parent. I am wrong, you are right. It's low self-esteem position. Some people are depressed so bad. I am bad. They just blaming themselves. I am bad, I am very bad. Low self-esteem. You are right, I am wrong. It's also not correct. Third one is, I'm wrong, you're also wrong. Okay? There are two people, those who are responsible for the situation. You and again you. They will never accept the fault. I'm wrong, but you're also wrong. But healthy position is, psychological position, you are right, but I'm also right. I respect you, you respect me. It's very, very important, very solid, very mature. So that therefore, we have to understand that maturity comes from respect. That maturity comes from equal vision, from humility. Only a humble person who has a knowledge, he can respect everyone. Vidya vinaya sampanne brahmanika vihastini suni chaiva swapake cha pandita samadarshina. We can see everyone equally. As a children of God, like that. And another one comes to my mind. Once it was one beautiful rose in the garden. Beautiful. Yeah, rose. And one time, one visitor of the garden, he said, wow, such a beautiful rose. Excellent rose. So this rose started to think about himself. Actually, I am. Why not? Guru Maharaj glorified me in the class. Oh, who are these other flowers? Nonsense. I am the best one. Rose. Because it's beautiful. All the small goldberry and all this nonsense is small, insignificant. I am a rose. So everybody started to say, come on, cool down, cool down. And then this rose happened to see the cactus. Oh, cactus, nonsense, full of needles, completely useless. So everybody tried to pacify him. Listen. Everybody have space under the sky. Everybody have their own space. Guna karma vivagasaha. Like we can see in the painting, there is blue color, yellow color, brown, black, white. All colors, they have space. That's what makes painting. Can you imagine everything will be in red color? Red color is all pinky color, very beautiful. But what if everything will be in pink? Is it? Somebody was telling, one sannyasi was telling the example, then when he was giving class, somebody stand up from the class and challenged him. What if everybody will become sannyasis like you? What will happen to the world? And everybody cheered. Oh, very nice, very nice. Swamiji ne fasa diya. What if people say that? Yaar, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, sannyasi hona padta hai na. So why we have to become sannyasi? This is a false understanding that Hare Krishna, Hare Rama means we have to become tyagi, vairagi. No. Arjuna was grihastha. He had 4 wives. He had responsibility. He was a king. In fact, Bhagavad Gita given to grihastha people on the battlefield, not in the armchair drinking coffee. Arjuna, listen, I'll tell you. Put on AC. Not like that. Battlefield. And army is ready. Or army ready to fight. Just battle about to start. Senayor mayor madhye ratnam sthapanam achyuta. He just went and put chariot right in front of Bhishma and Drona. Bas. Maro. You kill them. What? Shivering, shaking, tears coming. He dropped, his Gandiva. Try to understand what Arjuna, and that's what Krishna smilingly laughing and saying, see, Santushta Satatam Yogi, be happy, satisfied. What are you talking about? I'm going about to kill my brothers and my Pitamaha and Dronacharya. And our acharyas explain that actually, if you want to start spiritual science journey, you have to kill these 2 guys, Drona and Bhishma. 2. And Bhishma represents our attachments to the family members. We have to understand it properly. It doesn't mean that tomorrow everybody have to come. No. Attachments means, we have, Krishna says, Tat Kuru Samadar Mamekam Saranam Raja. You give heart to me. You water me. You understand that I am the cause of all causes. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Maya saktamaya parthamayam yunjan madasrayaha Arjun. And if I am happy, oh, you kaka, mama, chacha, Srimati, beta, pota, poti, everybody automatically will become happy. Oh, family will become happy. Not only happy, they will be so happy with you. Everybody will be happy with you and you will be happy with everyone. That's the point. The problem with modern world, we're trying to please everyone, removing Krishna from the picture. Ram Rajya without Ram. We don't have time. Calm. So my busy. Busy for being busy. Busy for what? You see? When we're getting initiation, English language, such a wonderful language also. Initiation means initiate is beginning. When we're getting initiation, it's not the end of the... Before it was preparation. Initiation means beginning. And what is the price? What Guru actually gives to us? Again, we discussed what senior devotees they come and give. They're giving lectures. So many lectures went. So many big preachers coming. See, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Gauranga Prabhu, Govinda Prabhu. I remember last year I came to Tawako. So many devotees, Govinda Prabhu, Gauranga Prabhu came. So many wonderful preachers, Ranath Maharaj, Bhaktichar Maharaj. So many, they coming. Isn't it? How many lectures we heard? But sometimes Aram Gairam. We have to assimilate, we have to digest. So what is that? Business of Guru, business of preacher, to give us the faith. Sukhrida Nischay. Krishna Bhakti Kaila Sarva Karma Karita Hoy. That by doing devotional service, everything is done. No need to do anything. Well, of course, we have to work in this material world, and we have to have full faith in chanting holy name. Sukhrida Nischay. Not like on the side of the road. We are doing bhakti as a, Gauranga Prabhu says always, that as a dressing of a lemon. You make some, sabji or something, salad, and then put lemon on the top, little bit. So similarly, we have full plate of sense enjoyment and some religiosity once in a week. As a lemon dressing on the top. Some tika because it's prestigious to become dharmic. One student was telling, he was pakka nastik. But when he was going to pass exam in school, he was putting tilak. So another one classmate said, "Hey, Are, kya ho gaya? What happened? You're putting tilak." Now you see, our professor who is taking exam, he is very nice bhakta of Krishna. So I'm putting tilak in case my mark will become... Some partiality may be there, because he'll see if I have bhakta, he also become soft-hearted to me. Sometimes people using it. I have seen many times during the exam time, in temple, so many students coming. Crying, literally. All of a sudden. Kahan se aaya bhai? 2-3 days before exam, big crowd of students started to come all of a sudden. Such a bhakti. And when exam finished, bye, see you next year. That's not bhakti, this is business. Prabhupada said, many people praying, "Oh, give me daily bread. My dear Lord, give me daily bread." So Prabhupada said, it's not love of God, it's love of bread. Be concerned about bread more. It's about focus. One guy was from village. He came to visit his friend in New Jersey. Okay, New York. So, and they were driving together in a highway. And highway, so many cars, sound. And his village friend, he said, wait. I can hear some insect. There's some insect, what do you call it, chipping, making sound. He said, how can you hear that? Such a huge sound traffic, and how you can hear the insect? No, I can hear. So he stopped the car. They stopped the car, they went back, and he found that, and he said, see, this is the guy. This guy was surprised. How did you hear that? So this village friend, he said, it depends on what is your focus. What you are focusing on. Because in this world, so many sounds around. But what you are focusing on, and I can prove you. So come, and they let me prove you. And they went to some metro station. So big crowd moving, so many people walking. So he gave me one coin. He took one coin and dropped it on the pitch, road. Ding dong dong ding ding dong ding. So many people started to look into the coin. Look, see, so much sound around. But these people happen to hear this and focus on this because they always worry about money, because they're focusing on money. That's why such a simple sound of one coin, everybody can detect, though it's so much sound around. So why not? Similarly, what we are focusing. I remember I saw one video clip, maybe you also saw, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? And there's one small boy saying, what are you practicing? What are you practicing? Are you practicing anger? If you're practicing anger, you'll become so expert in it. You'll become angry with nothing. You'll become angry with some pilot or hostess in airport which didn't give you Pepsi Cola but give you 7-Up. You'll become angry with her. You'll become angry with the clouds, they're covering the sun. You'll become angry with everything. What are you practicing? If you're practicing worry, you'll be worrying, you'll be so expert in it. They'll be worrying about everything, even about buffalo which you don't have. What are you practicing? So we have to practice humility. We have to practice happiness, friendship, love. That's what actually Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells us. So this is foundation. And the sannyasi said, if everybody become sannyasis like you, what will happen to the world? And everybody cheered, very nice. So the sannyasi said, okay, excuse me, who are you? Well, I'm an accountant in such and such bank. So he said, well, if all world will become accountants, what will happen to the world? What if all world will become taxi drivers? Or all world will become doctors? No. We need doctors, engineers, taxi drivers. There is some space for sadhus also, for sannyasis. Why not? So this is an awesome understanding, bird-eye view picture. We should not become narrow-minded. Very often, when people, they want to be as they want only, they're trying to shape and box people, round peg and square hole. Everybody wants to make it black and white. Spiritual life is not about being black and white, niyamagraha. It's big spectrum, because Krishna is happy not with what you do, but he happy with the mentality why you do what you do. And then if we are practicing Krishna Katha, if we are practicing Sadhu Sangha, Nama Kirtan, Bhagavad Shravan, we will become, Srimurti Sadhya Sevan, Mathuravas, we will become free from fear, illusion, and sorrow, frustration. That's Srimad Bhagavatam. Narada Muni tells to Vyasadeva Maharaj, Yasyam Vaishruya Manaya Krishne Paramapurushe Bhakti Rutpadyate Pumsam Shoka Moha Bhayapaha. Frustration, illusion, and fear. Prabhupada is saying here. Bhayadvitiya Binivishatasya. So you see, and also very, very important, people saying they're doing everything, but sometimes we're forgetting the main thing. We don't have faith that by chanting holy name, by Nama Kirtan, Kirtan Sahari, we will achieve everything. Many people saying, well, how to get the time to chant 16 rounds? We don't have time, we are so busy. Have you heard this answer? No, I don't have time to chant. I will chant only 2 rounds or 4 rounds or 8 rounds. Many people, they don't want to join movement because too much chanting, too much, Where's the time? Sometimes we are driving, everybody we have experience, right? We have super pooper clickers. We don't have time. When people asking me this question, where to get the time? So I'm giving answer and asking them, do you have time to eat? Of course we have. We have to put aside some time to eat because we know the consequences, what will happen if you will not eat. You'll become weak. You'll become sick. Similarly, if you are speaking about the spiritual food for the soul, it's the food. Because when you'll become weak, you'll not be able to be happy in Krishna consciousness ultimately. And this weakness manifests in a form of pride, in a form of different anarthas. So I really wanted to share with you one story. Really, I was inspired with this story. One professor told me. Very nice story. In America, here, it was one, I forgot the name of the person, I wrote it somewhere. I'll just try to show you. He was a professor of psychology. He was professor of psychology. And I hope I will find this. Anyway, so, and he was so expert in psychology that he did his PhD and big professor, but people were scared of him because he's so big man, very difficult to consult with him. So they were taking kind of very far away distance from him. They respected him, but people thought that he's too big for me. It happens to us also, by the way. Oh, Guruji, oh, very difficult. When people see that sometimes when we go in the dress, this even especially in India, they respect him, but they cannot relax and they cannot just open their heart sometimes. That's why sometimes even kings, they used to dress themselves as a simple, ordinary citizen, disguise themselves. And they go to the kingdom and they were asking and mixing with the people freely. So to get the real picture. You know what I'm talking, right? Relax, be down to the ground. That's people can feel. So this professor, he was feeling, I became professor. And I'm trying to help people. I learned all the psychology, everything, just to help people to touch their heart. And they're closing their heart, they're afraid of me, of my position, designations, upadhis. So he decided, and he wrote also Bhagavad Gita, and he found that this is actually humility, very important quality. Let me practice it. What do you practice? So he went to the highway to some kind of, it was bistro or people standing on the petrol pump and buying some samosa, some coffee shop, some small highway bistro restaurant. So he went there as a no one, and he requested to give a job to clean the dishes in the kitchen. So he said, cleaning those dishes was so tough for him for the first few days. You can imagine from 0 to 0, and cleaning the dishes. But he knew why he is doing. He had a goal. If you know why, no need to tell what. So he had to step on the head of his son, on the throat of his son and his mind, and he was washing those dishes. One day, 1 week, nobody knew that he is professor at all. And one day, a waiter from the same restaurant said, so no, Joe, I don't know, it's my family problem, my wife and nonsense and this and that. Started to complain to him. As a friend, he's dishwasher and a waiter, and sometimes they're sitting in the room behind together, changing dress room. And we just thought, I was crying to him. So and this Joy said, well, why did you do like this, like this, like this, like this? He gave him advice. Dishwasher. Oh really, you think so? Yeah. So this guy went, and after 1 week came back. You know what, Joe, amazing. Relationship, super. It worked. How did you know that? Like that. I'm washing and naturally when you are happy, it is said, you will tell to 9 people. You cannot just keep, dishwasher, and so all other waiters are, I also have a problem. So all those waiters and all this stuff management on the down the ground, they became friendly with him. Can you give? I also have a problem. So he started to give seating, and okay, you go and wash my dishes, and I'll give advice. So everybody started to wash his dishes, and he was giving advice to everyone. He employed everyone to wash the dishes, and he started to give advice, and everybody was so happy to listen to him. Like apna admi. So he was just like their own man. And then even boss of the restaurant came to him and said, I heard you giving nice advices, about how to repair their relationships and stuff. I also have a problem in my family. What to do? Can you give suggestion? I hope nobody can see, but you can give me advice. So why not, boss? Sir, I can tell you. So he gave advice. He became so popular and he became so useful. People open heart and big line after sometimes became for consultation. That's how it works. That's why it's nice to have the head among the clouds. We have to keep our legs on the ground. We have to be down to the ground. Dasa, 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 anudasa. That's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu he says. Ainandatanuja kinkaram patitam mam vishame mama buddhau kripaya tavapadam pankaja sthitha dhuli sadrisham vichintaya. Dust. I want to become the dust. I am actually fallen. I am nothing. Amito kangala Krishna Krishna Bodhi Dhaitao Pache Pache. We badly need association of devotees, because in association of devotees we can get the faith, Shraddha, Suhrida Nishchay. And that Shraddha, that we will chant holy name, we can practice. With that Shraddha we can practice, chanting holy names. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur explained that this is offense to preach to the faithless people. And he also mentioned to give initiation to faithless people. It's offense. Who is a faithless? Bhaktivinoda Thakur also explains that as he uses two animals, actually. One of them, monkey. If you can give expensive dress to the monkey, what he'll do with this dress? He will turn it. He will not understand the value of expensive dress. Don't throw the jewels in front of donkey. We may think that we are so super pooper faithful devotees, but once Srila Prabhupada was sitting in the airport in States, when he arrived, I believe Los Angeles, whatever. He was sitting in the airport and 100 devotees came to send Srila Prabhupada to pay farewell, so to go. So everybody came to the airport and sitting in the waiting room. And everybody sit down on the floor. So much so that they even blocked the arrival, everything. They blocked all the path of moving. Police came. And Srila Prabhupada also sitting there. And the police came, excuse me, can you tell all the devotees to move out from airport, outside, because you are blocking. So some sannyasis stood up on the chair and said, attention, attention, this is an announcement only for devotees, because so many outside people, business people, passengers sitting there. This is only for the devotees, please. Stand up and walk out. Everybody sitting, nobody moving, because Prabhupada is sitting. Who is going to move? So again, attention, attention, please. It's only for devotees. Please stand up and walk away. And that's the third time, 3 times it announced. And then everybody sitting, not even moving. It's only for devotees. So Prabhupada stand up along and walk away. Prabhupada. Everybody sitting, Prabhupada. And then somebody asked, Srila Prabhupada. Sometimes Prabhupada was saying like that. Srila Prabhupada said, somebody asked him, how many pure devotees you have in your organization? And then he looked to secretary, how many devotees do you have? and the secretary said, 500 Prabhupada. And he said to the reporter, we have 500 pure devotees. And the next time, same devotees, they sitting. Yes, Prabhupada, Haribol, we are all pure devotees. Who devotee? Who is devotee here? I am the only devotee. No, I am the only devotee. You are all trying to become devotees. Another time Prabhupada was sitting and he said to everyone in the class, you are all fools. Everybody, and one devotee sitting nearby said, yes Prabhupada, I am fool. No, except you, everybody fools. But why? Prabhupada said, because to understand that I am fool requires intelligence. Others, they're fools. Sorry, I'm telling this practical example. One time, shall I tell you one small story? Srila Prabhupada sitting, and he came, I believe in France. He came, and top people, mayor of the cities, came, big business people, influential people of the city, all the cream of society came to meet him. And all disciples sitting down, new bhaktas, shikas. Everybody, your devotees. And then all VIPs in chairs on the back, all this, First time people came. And Srila Prabhupada giving presentation, so nice. And one bhakta comes and putting the big plate with, fruits. Cut fruits and grape and everything like this. And put in front of Srila Prabhupada. So Prabhupada speaking, and then in between Srila Prabhupada had a nature call, he wanted to go to toilet. Like that, everybody sitting and Prabhupada took one grape. And he stood up and walked away to the bathroom. Everybody sitting and waiting. All devotees looking Prabhupada. As soon as Prabhupada left behind the corner, everybody, like, in a 4D movie, I should jump on this plate, This plate scattered on the floor, everybody, Mahaprasad. Zoom, it was like fight. Who will take what? Grape. All these VIP people looking like Jagannath. All these VIP people. What's going on? This grape on the floor, and everybody fighting for each and every piece of grain. Oh, there's a grape. And after a few minutes, Prabhupada coming back. Empty tray, nothing already. Prabhupada said, oh? Prabhupada sit down, because he didn't see anything. Then he sit down and ask all the VIP, so, what do you think about our international movement? What do you think about our international movement? So to become devotee, we have to, Prabhupada says, my devotees are gentlemen and gentle ladies. We have to be gentlemen. But when without any reason we start to become smoke coming. No. It's Naham vipro na chanarapati na pi vaishyo na shudro naham varni na chagrihapati na vanastoyatirva. Kintu pradyan nikila paramananda purnamrita bhir gopi bhartur padakamalayur dasa dasanadas. This is the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I am not grihastha, not brahmachari, not sannyasi, not, shudra, not brahmana. I am simply servant of the servant of the servant of the gopis. I really want to serve devotees because we have to understand we need each other. Because without need, what are you going to do? Sometimes one sadhu told me, it's not we, sometimes we doing something, okay, I'm doing very nice lecture. And devotees should be grateful that I am giving them such a knowledge. No, it's just opposite way. Sometimes we are doing something very small and we demanding respect like this. But actually it's just ulta. It's not devotees should be grateful for what I am doing to them. It's we have to be grateful that devotees kindly accepting our service. Really. It's we have to be grateful that devotees kindly accepting our service. I met in Ukraine. I went to meet my father and mother, and I met with one of the from the government guy, very, and he used to give big charity, big allotting land and signing papers. He's just like big shot, and he developed the habit that everybody bowing down in front of him. But somebody introduced us to him because he heard, somebody monk came from India 25 years. I was Ukrainian, now I'm Indian. What made him to change his life, change his country, to leave his country? I want to meet him. So I came and we were walking in the park, he and his wife. And he's just puffed up, like balloon like this. And I can see, Beboharna Jayanti. By behavior you can understand. No need to, like doctor by the symptoms can understand the type of disease. Similarly, puffed up people, it will be manifesting in their words, in their behavior. Their hands will not be together, they'll be like this a little bit. And chest will be a little bit. So I just put one needle in a balloon. I just looked at him and said, who you thinking you are? Who you thinking you are? I told him like that. Because he happened to be of my age, amazingly young, 1 year older than me. And I was thinking, who you thinking you are? You're nothing. Nobody, I am sure, nobody told him in his life like this. Because first, of course, we became friends, more or less. And he also was in army before. He also left army. Now we are very nice friends. But sometimes requires, some little bit slap. Boom. Once, it was the father, pot maker, and the son. And naturally, as father saying, same son. Father wants to become his son better than himself even. Every genuine father wants his children to be better than him even. Isn't it? So the father, he was teaching his son how to make the pots. And his son became so expert. And everybody were praising the son that he makes such a wonderful pots. But his father used to say, useless, completely useless. You don't know how to do anything. You don't want to study properly. Son became surprised. Pura dunya prasansa karte, everybody glorifying. And this father, kaise aadmi? You're always criticizing me. One day, son wanted to make a trick. He made such an excellent pot. And he went to the garden and put this pot inside the ground, cover it. Next morning, they went with father, a morning walk. They were walking together with the father. While walking, son make a drama as if he slipped, some slippery place. Father, see, what is this? So father came, let me see. He just discovered, and he discovered the pot. And son, come here, see. Amazing ancient pot. It's an ancient pot from Roman Empire, That's how you have to make the pots. See, there's an ancient mysteries, like professionals, they did it. That's the sample piece. You have to know how to do like this. And son started to laugh. Ha ha ha, hey, Papa, I cheated you, I did. And father became very grave. He told him, what you have done. You stopped your progress. Today your education finished. Right? That's why sometimes business of guru is to chastise. Not because he doesn't like us, because he wants us to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. That's why when Krishna is the best teacher, sometimes he's putting us in the situation. You tell me, who is any devotee who didn't go through the Tejapka Pariksha, through the acid test? Everyone. Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, Pandavas. Very often in spiritual life, we want some comfortable zone. Hare Krishna, Prasadam Chappan Bhog, Sunday program. Hare Krishna. Finish. Where is the missionary spirit? Where is the mission? Where is the sacrifice? Somebody who comes for Krishna consciousness, so Shanti, Shanti, I'm sorry, it's the wrong place. If you really want to be in conscious of Srila Prabhupada conscious and follow the mood of Parampara, mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Prithivite ache jadi nagar gram sarvatra prachare hobi mera marana. This is a preaching movement, out of comfortable zone. If you want to discover new land, you have to give up the sight of seashore. Ship is very safe in a harbor, but it's not what it's made for. It's safe, no doubt, but it's not what it's made for. And if you don't know where you're swimming, no wind will be favorable for you. We can read Shastra, Bhakti Vaibhava, nothing. Because there is no wind, there is no Karnadharam, there is no captain who can push you. Thankless task. Once, do I have 2 minutes more? We have time for a few minutes? Finish? 2 minutes, okay, 2 minutes only. You have to give me a mantra to stop me, yeah? I'm joking. You're such an attentive listener, so this stories like pop up like another story. And I'm trying to stop the stories to come up. Okay, I forgot the story. Any questions? Hare Krishna. What did we learn today? Huh? Humility. Difficulties will come. It's not just may or may not come. Kalina sarvatra gambhira rambasa. According time, as Prabhupada said, we're not inviting distress in our life, we're not inviting happiness. It will come. Sukhavat anyatha dukham. It will come. It will be small size, it will become huge size. That's why when we were in army, we used to say, you have to prepare your trench before battle starts. And everybody have to dig their own, nobody going to dig it for you. Because now you are healthy, just only sometimes on the knees paining and some little bit just indications, just beginning. Still we able to breathe, we are not in coma, we are still, but when that time will come, it's guaranteed, it will come, one day. That time what we're going to do? Then we're going to run on our balance, what we accumulated now. By serving devotees selflessly, by taking mission. It's such a nice. So you'll not feel lamentation after looking back. Oh, very nice. Bhaktir muhuk prabhatam tvayime prasango bhuyat ananta mahatam mamalashayanam yenam jasolbara murubhya sanam bhavabdhim nesye bhavat gunakathamritapanamataha. Gunakathamrita. Dhruva Maharaj is saying, my dear Lord, in this material world, ocean of blazing dangers going to eat you up. Kamagni, Krodagni, Davagni. All is going to eat you. Kamagni, Kamaesha, Krodhaesha. Eating you up. But I'm not afraid. Why? Because I am attached to your Gunakatha, Amrita, Pana. Pana means I'm intoxicated by your Katha, whose devotees. Raja Sangha. And this is the best service to the devotees. Shushrushoh Sudadhanasya Vasudheva Katha Ruchi Yat Mahat Sevaya Vipram Punya Tirthanisheva. This is the greatest service to the devotees. By listening Krishna Katha from them. And by listening Katha, not just time pass, to get the Shraddha which they have. Because in spiritual Nityananda market, Namahata, the only currency we have is Shraddha. There are so many other jobs, and there is like, this is a Mukhya Dharma and there is Gauna Dharma. Gauna Dharma, that's what you guys doing, everybody we are doing. Business, money, making money, running family, that's important. This is Gauna Dharma, it's secondary. Mukhya Dharma is to chant holy name. In this world, only two realities, Jiva and holy name. Because at the end of the life, Mrityu Sarvaharashyam, everything will go away. Everything will go away. Nothing will remain. Will remain only holy name and taste for the holy name. That we did only external things. Shastra says Shramaiva hi kevalam. It's simply useless, wasted of time. However nicely, and Narada Muni also says, even you can slip from the spiritual path, doing this imperfectly. There is no loss. But what is the use of doing material things super pooper perfectly without gaining taste for holy name and association of devotees. So that's why if we are very humble, this is foundational principle of chanting holy name. Trinadapi Sunishana. Tanurapi Sunishana. Amani Namanadina. To give respect, not respect others. That's foundation. It's not visible, but by behavior we can see. That's why we get wonderful opportunity here to practice this every day. At least once in a week. Come and serve, bring something. Prasadam, cook prasadam. Prabhuji, can we do something? Any seva we do. Without being any way proud and being grateful that devotee kindly accepting our service. And that humility comes from taking vrata. Dhrita vrataha. And Prabhuji was mentioning Nirjala Ekadashi, festival is the mother of devotion. Ekadashi, the vrata, this wonderful opportunity to test our determination. Believe me, unless we are sick, some ulcer or something, unless we are sick people, nobody died in history from fasting. And don't listen to your mind. Don't listen. Shut up, guys, shut up. You're trying to sit in the corner and keep quiet for one day. You got what I'm saying? Nobody died. In fact, scientifically proved, cancer can be easily fought by body itself if you can fast every year 20 days. 10 hours nirjala at least, 20 days. Cancer will be, it develops some what's called cells which can fight the cancer. Because when 10 hours a day without water you fast 20 times a year, 10 hours required from 6 morning till 3 afternoon without water even. That gives body strength to produce the cells. Because when we are eating from very morning, people eating like this from morning and then coming back evening also eating like this. Body, bichara, stomach screaming, wait, stop, stop. No. Mind telling us, oh, I don't have time today, daytime. I have to eat for tomorrow also. Mind always cheating us. You have experience, no? I remember when we were new bhaktas, I was attracted by halwa. And they were cooking halwa, not chota mota, putting some condensed milk, honey, and just, it was like butter 1 kilo. It was like, wow. And very, very tasty, dry fruits. What a magic preparation, I thought that time. And I remember first time they put me in. Can I have more? Literally like this, I was like, and we're supposed to go for book distribution also. Okay, I'll take a little bit and I'll go. And we're sitting 1 hour, 1.5 hours. Cannot get up, chapak gaya, I don't. And when after eating, of course, obviously, thoda neend aa gaya. LSD, left side down. Okay, let's relax for half an hour and we'll definitely go for book distribution. And after half an hour, all brahmachari is sleeping. Wake up 1 o'clock. We need to go, it's too late already. Okay, tomorrow we'll go. So mind cheating sometimes. But in the beginning it's okay. Because we are prasada yogas. Prabhupada said, devotees should in Sunday feast, they have to eat so much prasadam. Like ducks. Sometimes. So Prabhupada said, we have to eat like that. Because prasadam is purifying us. Many devotees, I told, when Prabhupada was here, it was such a preparation. Everybody were cooking samosa. They were telling me, such a love feast means love feast. Everybody cooking something. And there was like minimum 15 preparations. Not like dal bhat sabji, dal bhat sabji. Who will sponsor? Who will sponsor? So everybody were like mission, okay, I'll do it. No, I'll do it. No, I'll do it. Because ultimately, what are you going to eat? Your paper one. Money. That exchange of emotions we can never get. Somebody asked, what is love? Love means when you're feeding others and you're not hungry. love when it's cold and you're giving each other to somebody else and you're feeling warm. That's love. Giving hand will never be empty. That's love. That's why we're giving not only $3.50 or whatever. We're giving manasa deha geha jo kichu more arpilutu apade nanda kishore. We're giving everything. And that's selfless. Ahaituki apratihata yatmasu prasidati. So chanting kirtanya sada hari, to chant holy name always in humble state of mind, for everyone different. Don't imitate Haridas Thakur. For Grihastas, Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains, for Grihastas is chanting holy name, serve holy name means to do their job very properly, to maintain their families nicely. He says that. You have to maintain your family, you have to keep your body healthy, and your children and your wife. That's actually your dharma. That's also service to holy name. Then when you are healthy, you can chant very nicely. In healthy spirit, and healthy body, healthy spirit. And Prabhupada said, first is the health, second is the chanting, and third is the devotional service. So I'm very happy that we have such a wonderful family here to practice, because if there is no devotees, whom you going to practice with? Krishna very kindly, he gave us this wonderful association. Use it, not lose it. Otherwise, don't take it for granted. Because very often we're taking for granted. Association of devotees is so valuable. Tulaya maladena pina swargam na punar bhava bhagavat sangha sangasya martyanam kimutasisa. This shloka mentioned 2 times in Bhagavatam. Prachetas and also I think Yudhishthira Maharaj says to Vidurji. Association with devotees cannot be compared with anything. What to speak about swarga and these material opulences and birth. Nothing. That's why we very wonderfully happy to be together, to chant holy name in a holy place. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.